So Super Mario Run, little update. It's had its ups and downs on the iOS App Store. It comes up. This is Nintendo's big sort of debut. I mean, Miitomo was sort of a social experiment, and they only had a partial stake in Pokemon Go and did develop it themselves. But this is their first real sort of foray into these mobile games. And I did a review of Super Mario Run. I like it. I actually like it more the more I've played it. I've been playing the Toad Rally actually most of all, but I have enjoyed going back and trying to get all the coins. So I've gotten on. I haven't completed all the levels yet. I'm taking my time, but for most of the levels, I could easily get at least the pink and the purple coins, and the black coins are a little more challenging, but it's fun. Like, it's actually fun to try to unlock different characters. I've everyone unlocked, I think, except for I think I have one character remaining. I think I have Toad remaining or another character I forget. But I've been using Luigi a lot because he can jump really high, even though it seems like it's hard for him to get the star power up automatically. But anyway, so at the time these articles started coming out about a week after its release, the issue was that there was a ton of downloads. There was tens of millions of downloads of Super Mario Run, but since this is a free to try, but you have to pay to basically unlock the full game title, there was a lot of people upset with that. So the star ratings on this game were like only 2.5 stars, and this was the number one app. That's really strange for that to happen. So I think people weren't expecting this to be a game. They expected this to be a free game with maybe ads or sort of pay to play elements inside, like a lot of the popular games like Mobile Strike. Download it now for the App Store, where you can play it to start, but then in order to really get far and not have to wait, you got to pump in those 99-cent sort of purchases or $2 purchases in order to really enjoy it fully. But Nintendo just said, no, we just want $10 one time only. No sort of no microtransactions to speak of, and you can get to play, which I was fine with. I rather would do that. I'd rather pay a little bit more upfront than deal with bullshit down the line. I would rather do that. So the rankings fell off because of that. So it's no longer the highest grossing app, and it's fallen off. But it's still making money. What's important to realize is that, yes, Nintendo might have learned a lesson here, in that just because they had a popular, iconic Mickey Mouse type character on consoles doesn't necessarily mean that would translate fully into a mobile market where you have a lot of young kids playing games like Angry Birds or anything else, where they may not necessarily have the same integration with smaller children. A Mario game, and plus, again, it's a $10 app. It's not free, so it might be harder to get those kids playing. But people aren't used necessarily. I mean, there are apps out there that cost more than $10, but maybe not for games of this nature, like Endless Runner. So maybe that was sort of a misfire where they could have priced it at $5, like a certain NES Guide app is, or $8, whatever. You know what I mean? But it's still doing well, according to this article I'm looking at on Pocket Gamer. It's estimated to have generated, this is as of January 3rd, Super Mario Run is estimated to have generated $30 million in revenue from 90 million downloads in under a month since it has launched. So you do some pat math. What does that mean? 30 divided by $10 is, what is that? 30 million divided by 10 is 3 million. So 3 million purchases you have. That's not a good ratio. That definitely is not a good ratio, because if you go 3 divided by 90, that means 3.33% of your people downloading Super Mario Run are actually paying the $10 to play it after they tried the first few levels. It was actually in the article format. Yes, 3% conversion rate. That's not good. But the good news is that 30 million is not a small number either in revenue. And I'm not even sure what the percentage they get from Apple is. Usually it's 70%. They might have said, hey, we're Nintendo, we want 90%. Either way, they're making, the worst case scenario, they're making at least $20 million so far. Like $21, $22 million. Just on iOS, not even including Android. But because of the estimate was off, Nintendo's stock suffered, because I guess the stockholders were impatient and realizing, oh, we got 50 million downloads in a few days. You know, that means that we're gonna make $500 million. Pump the brakes a bit here. Pump the brakes. And remember, stock prices, they fluctuate. That's just the confidence of the stockholders in what the company's currently doing and in the revenue. I mean, that's all it is. It's just confidence that they have. So they're not in a terrible state. It's not a good state to have a 3% conversion rate, and that's what we should focus on here, the conversion rate. What can Nintendo do to up that conversion rate and help? Obviously, the biggest sort of thing you say, drop the price. The problem is that they can't do that right now for a couple of reasons. It's too soon. You'll piss off all the people like me that just paid $10 if they dropped it to say $7.99 or $5.99 or $4.99. Plus, it still has to come out for Android, so they have to keep the same price. It will be really bad business to sort of have two different prices on two different platforms. That would send a really awkward and bad message, and I don't think Apple would be pleased at that at all. If they said, "Oh, why the fuck are you going on our competitor's platform and it's like $4 less?" Well, what can happen though is give it a few months down the road, and then there could be a sale price for a short while to $7.99, and that will probably help boost it. But I don't think Nintendo will ever go the route of the microtransactions or something like this. I think that would cheapen. They would never go like a free Mario Run type of game. I think that would cheapen the whole Nintendo experience. Like it's like Nintendo's probably like, you got to pay for the, A+ Mario experience. We're not going to just give you a free app with ads and then have, oh, Mario can only jump 14 times in a day, or else you got to buy more jumps. I don't think Nintendo wants to do that, nor should they. But they're also hurt in this conversion rate by the DRM, which is terrible. I saw one article saying that you really have to watch your data plan. I am not playing this game when I go to the gym or anywhere that doesn't have Wi-Fi, or in my car. I've only been playing this at home or at Frank's where there's Wi-Fi. I saw one estimate where it was about 150 megs downloaded when you just get the game started and do the tutorial. Just for that. So I can't imagine then when you're loading up all these levels or accessing more features or the store, how much data that's just eating away. So be very careful out there if you have a limit on your data, whether it's like 2 gigs or 3. Unless you have unlimited data, you should probably not be playing this game where you're not connected to the internet. Not at all. So according to this article, the game has less than 2 weeks to reach Sensor Tower's estimated $71 million in revenue. At its current conversion rate, the game would need to surpass 200 million downloads to hit that estimate. I guess that'd be like the highest one, the record. I don't fucking know. But you can pre-register for this on Android devices, but I'm not exactly sure when that's going to come out. But that's going to help. But yeah, I agree that 3%, that's a really pitiful conversion rate. That's not good at all. The good news is that since it's Mario, though, you're going to get hundreds of millions of overall downloads in the long run. So even at 3%, you're still making Nintendo tens of millions of dollars on a game that probably didn't really cost them a huge amount of money in the grand scheme of things. Some more data here on Super Mario Run. Yeah, it fell off number 1 in the App Store, 22 places in Japan's App Store, according to the research firm Sensor Tower. That's not good. So it started on December 16th. It was number 1 area. It was number 1 everywhere. Then within a week, it was 5 in the U.S., 6 in the U.K., 15 in Hong Kong, and 23rd in Japan. So quite a drop-off indeed there. Yeah. 25,000 plus reviews with a 2.5-star app rating at that point. Yeah, that's not good.